G'day and welcome to Shaving Down Under. I'm Doug. It is Friday, well it's now Friday afternoon. Been messing around on eBay, hunting razors. Had a little bit of a success. I'll show you somewhere down the track in an unboxing. Today we are going to shave with another Fuzzy Face Soaps shaving soap, and it's their Beau Brummel. And I did a bit of research, and Beau Brummel was actually a fella who lived back in the day, back in England. So pretty much they've made this soap to remind us of gentlemen's clubs of the 18th century in England. It has scents of tobacco and black tea with hints of fruit and spice. That's the soap there. I'm not getting any black tea, but definitely getting tobacco and the fruit and spice. Lovely scent, smells beautiful. It's a masculine scent, and as I said in the opening, it's based on a well-dressed gentleman back in the 18th century, and that was Beau Brummel, or his real name was George Brummel. Okay, let's dive on in. Okay, so I've just been lathering it up just in the bowl itself. Or in the container, I should say. I thought I was going to have to use my bowl, but not at this stage. It's pretty much kept itself in the container. And as you can all see, this is lathered up beautifully on my face. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Still using this bad boy, still got the Aristocrat blade in it. This will be the 4th shave for the Aristocrat blade. And away we go. So I hope you've all had a good week. I'd like to say thank you for my new subs during the week and the past 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, really appreciate it. Real surprise. I got 4 the other day in 12 or so hours. It was, yeah, it was really cool. So thanks for coming on board. So as I said, before I'm doing this video, I get online and just research the soap I've bought, because I bought this soap months ago, and I bought another one in the range, Burnt Sugar I think it was, which I reviewed a few months ago at least, and finally got around to its stablemate. So I was doing a bit of research, and that's where I googled the name Beau Brummel. You know, was he a fictitious character or someone in real life, and ended up he was a real bloke. And he was a bit of a character. So there's the notes. Wikipedia is where I stole most of this from, and so pretty much he was an iconic character of Regent England in the 18th century. And his name is associated with style and good looks. He's a bit of a fashionista, I suppose, the best way to look at it, of his day. For gentleman's fashion. So what have we got here? So he's born into a middle-class family. And the family decided that his path in life was to become a gentleman. So he got some pretty good schooling. I believe Eton was there and Oxford. He hated cricket, but he's did play one first-class game. At the old Lord's grounds, and ended up with a career average of 13 with the bat. He played against a very early English team. Okay, that's the first task done. So far, I'm liking this side. They do have another one in the range dedicated to Napoleon Bonaparte. There's a Creed Aventus. I think that's the scent they've don't want to say the word copy, but they've used as a reference. It's probably the nice way to say it. I know there's a cherry tobacco in there. And a traditional barber shop. So old Beau hit up the military after leaving university at the age of 16. And he started off at the lowest military rank there was for officers, and he befriended one of the English princes who I think in the end became king. King George IV, and that held him in good stead because he got away with a lot with such a lofty friend. And then his regiment or whatever it was he was stationed with were relocated from London to Manchester, and he wanted nothing of the Manx. So he quit and stayed in London, where he became a full-on dandy. Because of his sense of style with men's fashion, which he single-handedly changed by the looks. He really got in with high society, and a lot of upper-class gents consulted him on fashion tips. And he had a really full-on hygiene regime. So his personal habits are fastidious attention to dental cleaning. So back in the day, I don't know what that would have been like, but he was into it, when I imagine a lot of people weren't. Shaving. He always was shaved, well shaved, clean shaven. And so there's our common thread there with us. And daily bathing, which back in the day in that cold London would have been a test. But that's something he did. And by doing that, he exerted an influence over the upper echelons of English aristocracy at the time, or polite society. And Beau Brummel, he was the true first dandy. And he obviously had a good influence with teeth cleaning, shaving and bathing. So this soap is in honour of him. Beau Brummel, we salute you. If he was alive today, he'd definitely be doing a shaving channel. Definitely. Just being a little fussy. Took a nick for the price, but that top lip's done. But like all great characters, they have their flaws. And Beau was no different. And unfortunately, from mingling with the upper class, and he was still really only just a middle class gent, you know, we all know it. Beer budget, champagne taste. Well, that was our Beau. He loved the old gamble. I don't know what it was on, horses or flies up a wall. But he lived large for too long with no real income. And he fell out with the prince, who I think had now become the king. And apparently he was pretty good with his gambling debts, except for the last one. And that's when he shot through to France, live in exile, and he lived there for about 10 years in sort of close to poverty. And I didn't even know they had visas back in the day, but or something similar, but they did. And and his friends in England who had money, they sort of helped him out a bit. They got him a job for a while, which he gambled and lost on. So he died penniless at the age of 61. And he'd gone insane I should say, from being affected with syphilis. And I do believe syphilis untreated does go to the brain and knocks you around pretty bad. So that's how he died, insane from syphilis, in the Le Bon Sauveur Asylum on the outskirts of Cannes in France. I think that's how it's pronounced, at the age of 61. So our man started off with high expectations and in the end flew too close to the sun. As long as he had fun, and he did. And he had a lot of memories from it until he started losing it. That was our man, Beau. Probably a bit too upper class for all of us Joe Blows, but he probably would have been good for a drink if you were paying. So it's just getting a bit dry. I needed to wet it up a bit before I put this on. Oh, I'll just crack in. So the mighty Seagulls went up against City the other night and lost 1-0. But we had about 6 or 7 World Cup starters that were out of the game, so some of the other fellas stepped up. And really, let's be realistic. Keeping them to 1, pretty good effort. Chin was better than I thought. So let your fingertips become your eyes. And don't do what I did in that last pass, was the first of the last pass where soap's too dry. Okay, so beautiful shave. Really good soap. I'll put links in the description if you want to check it out. They're only on Etsy. Pricing, I went out of my way today. It was approximately 11 Australian dollars or $8.50 US or £6.30, I suppose you'd say it, for everyone out there who are in England. Smells great. Smells really good. You saw the lather the first time up in my first pass. Beautiful lather. Can't say anything bad about it at all. So I've decided to team it up with Gentleman's Nod, George, the 01. No, there it is. And it's a similar tobacco type sense. It's a bit more intense than the Beau Brummel, but I thought it'd be a good match. So probably about that much. That's probably too much. It is too much. This is quite an oily lotion. As you can see on my face. But a very dark tobacco scent. Smells beautiful, and I'll pair that up with Penhaligon's Lord George, which is another tobacco leather driven scent as well, perfume. It's bloody excellent. Okay, hope you enjoyed the shave. It was Beau Brummel was a bit of an interesting cat, and would have been good to have a drink with him back in the day. I've got to rush around now. Go see my tax agent. Have a good weekend, and have a lot of fun. Drink some good booze and eat some good food, and just have some laughs. Okay, I'll see you Monday. Take care. Ciao.